Hey everyone, welcome to Sims Bachelor Challenge. We are down to our final two contestants because Chris here is just our host, as you guys already know. In the last episode, Colton had to say a bitter, sweet goodbye to Ava, who he did get a little bit of hot and heavy with in the last episode. If you guys didn't watch, he got a little bit hot and heavy with her in this jacuzzi here. But it's winter, and they are going to be doing something like the overnight suites. So obviously they live in the same house. So the best way I could do this is for them to go on vacation. And so they will be going on vacation starting today. These guys are just sleeping in a little bit. His first overnight date will be with Fiona, and then his second night one will be with Toby. And then at the end of this episode, he will be proposing to somebody. We will have to wait and see who that person is. There will be another episode after this, because they will be proposing, and then we will just show you guys what happened to them, um, like, quote unquote, in a couple years in the Sims world, to see where they are. That's what I had planned on doing, but in this episode, we just have to focus on the overnight dates. So I'm going to pick this up in just a bit. Once we head over to our overnight dates, I think we're going to leave here probably about 5 o'clock in Sims time. It's going on 4, so it's not going to be too much longer, but I'll be back in just a bit. Okay, so we're here at Salvadoria. I'm pronouncing that probably way wrong, but anyways, this is our little home, temporary home for the night. We have a little kitchen. We have a little dining room, living room area. A pool on the side. Another pool on the side. Um, a bedroom down here with a bathroom. Upstairs is also a bathroom bedroom combo with like an on deck type thing. Um, so let's go ahead and get into this and see how things go. Because just because they're here in the jungle does not mean that they are going to get a little bit out there. Like, what is this? Okay. So, first things first, I think Colton's doing is making himself something to eat. Fiona has elected to go swimming. Maybe, like, they can skinny dip. That's interesting. I never even really did that option before. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever actually had a sim even do that. Did you make that just for yourself, or did you actually make... Nope, he just made it for himself. I was going to say, maybe he actually made her something too, but... Okay, after he's done eating, maybe we can go ahead and try out this skinny dipping thing. With Fiona. They're gonna skinny dip. She's just changed completely into Nikki form. I think here he comes to do his. This is quite interesting, guys, honestly, because this is quite, like, a lot of people. But the moment he gets in, she gets out. So, like, that's the thing. I'm going to make this even harder for myself. For these overnight dates, the only person I can actually do is Colton. So, I mean, I could tell him to do stuff with her, but if he doesn't want to, then she obviously doesn't have to. She's neglected, though, to walking around in her naked self, so And he did it as well. So this is quite interesting. Um, he's eating. I mean, I guess if you got the place to yourselves and you guys kind of feel comfortable with each other, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, but I never really thought that this would be what they would do. But like I said, I thought that it'd be a little bit difficult for myself if I can only control Colton in this circumstance. Um, Colton's going to do a dish real quick, and then... So for the rest of this night, we could actually deal with Fiona walking around naked, and Colton's changed back, I think, into clothes, maybe. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I mean, they are talking and all that, and they are really have a good relationship, but so does him and Toby. So I don't know. I am gonna get them to to talk a little bit, and then I am gonna do just one flirty thing, and that is going to be blow a kiss. And after that, I'm gonna kind of just let them on their own, see where things go. With like flirtiness, like this conversation, does it change to flirt the conversation or not? All I do know is Colton is getting tired. It's only 7:30, but it's Sim's time. But I mean, I guess he had a long day the day, but that he got rid of Ava, so maybe that's why. All I know is these two are already making this an interesting night. Okay, why don't you at least put some clothes on now, Colton? Okay, she's put some clothes on because we've asked her to. I mean, right now, guys, I mean, besides the kiss that I influenced, there really wasn't much flirtation. I mean, there is love there, as you can see. Like, he does obviously care for Fiona. So, I don't know yet. I mean, we'll have to wait and see how Toby's thing goes. One thing I do want to do is they must woohoo. Both of them must woohoo. And if they don't, then that's an automatic being sent home type of thing. So if she says no to the woohoo, then that means that we had to leave and go home to the thing. That's... I think she said yeah. I'm pretty sure she said yeah by this point. Yep, she did. So, while we give them some privacy, let's just look around and see what the beautiful Salvadoria people have around here. There's some beautiful scenery here. Oh, what is that? Oh, it looks like some pieces of something fell. Interesting. Maybe this place used to be bigger, it just fell. So they just... Interesting. Okay, so I think they are done. Um, they did indeed woohoo, which is definitely a good sign. And their love did go up a little, or a good bit. But, I mean, they do have to still do the thing with Toby, and we'll have to test it out once they are done with their overnight date. But in the morning, before they go, I think that they... Is there anything else romantic? Like, what else could we do romantic-wise? I mean, I don't want to go on a date because then you leave the lot, so it's technically not the thing. And I definitely don't want to try for a baby yet. Like, that might be a little bit... It's a big, hard pill to swallow, because imagine that. Fiona gets pregnant, but then he ends up choosing Toby. That would be quite, like, what? You know? I guess we could light this. I guess the fire could be a little bit romantic. I mean, he's comfortable enough to use the bathroom in front of her, so I guess that's another good sign. I mean, if you think about it that way. I mean, you could burn money, but that's just kind of, in a way, selfish. But I think that it's getting kind of late, so I think the only thing I am going to do is check on her. Yeah, she's tired, so I'm going to send them both to bed now, and we'll pick this up in the morning. But I think as for their goals or whatever with Woohoo, I think that it worked, and they definitely woohooed, but we'll have to wait and see how things go with him and Toby, and then see how their love is, and see which one Colton loves thoroughly. Okay, they're up. Colton's just grabbing a bath, I guess, and Fiona's down here making something to eat for herself, and I think she might be watching some TV, or listening to music, one of the two. But, oh yeah, she's listening to music. Which is okay. She actually made a group meal. So, oh, I did not actually tell her to do that, honestly. But, I mean, I guess since she's made a group meal, might as well go ahead and grab some of that before we head back to the home. Now, I think he's gonna do something. He's gonna do the same thing to, Toby, so it's not gonna be wrong. But he's gonna ask her what she thinks of Toby. Like, say one good trait about Toby type of thing. She said, I like Toby, he's pretty cool. So, it seems as if her and Toby are friends, so that's good. Well, I mean, in her part, they're friends. But they could be different for Toby, we never know. But, as of right now, these guys are just finishing up their meals, and I think their vacation is soon coming to an end. I believe that's how it works. But once it does, we'll have to go home, and then we'll be heading back out probably back here again to have a vacation overnight with Toby. But I think the overnight date with Fiona went really well. I mean, they did have a little bit of fun walking around and all that in the water as well. A little bit naked. In addition to that, they also did woohoo. That was a thing that is definitely happened. Um, and they did sleep in the same bed all night long, so that's good. And I did not claim that bed for Fiona. I claimed it for him, so I mean that's a good sign as well. So things seem to be doing really well with Fiona on her portion of things. But I think it's time to head back to the home, and then we will hold off until and come back here with Toby. Okay, so we are back, and Toby is here now. So Toby is here now. It's about the same time that he's already in the pool, but it's about the same time that they got here originally. So, like I said, I don't want to... Oh, that's Colton that's in the pool. I'm sorry. But anyways, it's about the same time that so they are gonna just have a little bit of chit chat like I did with Fiona, and I didn't really want to push anything in. I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did with Fiona with him, and that is pretty much I'm going to do a friendly introduction and then blow a kiss. And after that, the only other thing that I'm allowed to actually make them do is woohoo. Make Toby do is woohoo if Toby says yes. Okay, so he was receptive of the kiss, so that's good. They do have a good relationship as well. So we'll have to wait and see how things go. But how about we move on over to dinner now, because both of them actually need something to eat. I might actually have to make Toby eat because I know he's tired, but he needs to eat something first. So I will make the exception of letting him eat, because otherwise sometimes they just won't. And I think that it's vegetarian safe, I believe. Yes, vegetarian safe, because Toby is a vegetarian. Oh, and another thing I gotta do, I almost forgot, is he's got to ask Toby what he thinks of Fiona. Which he did the same exact thing with Fiona, what she thought of Toby, and he said that he thought that she was pretty cool. And Toby had stated the same thing. Fiona is pretty cool in his eyes. So those two do get along really well, it seems. And then once they are done eating, we are gonna see if Toby wants to do the other thing that we have to before as a deal breaker in the overnight date, and that is woohoo. But right now it seems like these guys are having a pretty good conversation. It's casual conversation right now though. Nothing too flirty besides the whole kiss thing that's happened, which obviously I did the exact same thing with Fiona, so I'm not pulling any favors for either or. And it looks as if he's on board with the woohoo as well. So, we'll have to see if things go as planned or not. But it looks as if it is. And, guys, I'm just putting this out. This is just a series. This is not going to be like a forever series. This is not going to last forever. Like I said, next week will probably be the last episode when I do the update on whomever Colton gets with and all that in Colton. And then on top of that, this behavior, doing the woohoo with two people pretty much day after day, that is absolutely not okay. I just want to point that out there. But this is a game, so, and it's like a challenge, so I just wanted to point that out there for anybody. But I think that these guys are gonna head off to bed now. So, well, I think Toby's got to get a shower first, and I am gonna make him do that because he is quite stink. And then he is dead tired, so I'm not gonna let him, or I'm not gonna choose for him where he sleeps. That's up to him. But I guess we will have to wait and to see to when he's done with his bath to see what he decides to do. Well, he's decided to sleep a little bit in the bathtub, I can tell you that. Which is definitely not a good idea. And now he's saying he's tired and he wants to go to bed. Oh, and he's going directly to the same bed that Fiona did, which is with Colton. So that is definitely a good sign for their relationship. That means that things are going really well for both of them. Colton, what are you doing? It's 2 in the morning. Oh, you gotta pee. Okay. So that's definitely going really well for their relationship. And Colton's definitely got a tough decision ahead of him. And I think that we'll pick this up once we get back to our regular house. And we do the official rose ceremony and checkings of the love, seeing where things stand with Colton, and going ahead and doing the proposal officially. And then don't forget, guys, next week I will be back for another episode, which will be like an update episode on what happened since this. This would be like 1 year later or a couple years later, for like a pretend what happened update. Okay, guys, they are all back home, and it's time to go to the romance subject. And I did not do anything else once we got home. Was when we came here. Was pretty much after we woke up, we just came here because it's only like 9 o'clock in the morning. So these guys definitely have a good relationship, but I definitely think Toby won just because you could definitely tell that there is a significant difference in love as well as a little bit more friendship with Toby. So unfortunately for Fiona, which it actually sad for me because I think Fiona was really like a genuinely sweet person. He has fell in love with um Toby, which means Fiona, unfortunately, we're gonna have to ask this to be friends. And then remove from family. And then Chris said that he obviously knows things are coming to an end, which means he said he's gonna leave everybody alone at this point, and he is going to leave the family as well. So I think he's coming up to tell Fiona now. She's probably not going to take it the best, to be honest with you. Okay, they have decided to cool down their relationship. She's actually took it really well, guys. I honestly thought she would be a matter, to be honest with you, but I don't know. Maybe it's just not her character to be like that, which means, obviously, we're gonna ask him to officially be, like, if he would accept the final rose, and then we are going to propose if he says yes. Which, I don't know exactly where they are. Okay, he's coming. And Fiona is leaving. So, she said, I will let you guys be. We'll see what he says. He said yes to the final rose. So that is good. Now, and another gift is they get to keep this house. So that's one thing I will give you guys. They get to keep this house as their own. So he's officially proposing now. And Toby... Yes, Toby did indeed get engaged to Colton. So, the challenge is officially over, guys. With that said, Toby is the one that got chosen from Colton, which was our bachelor. And they get to keep this big, gigantic house to their own. And this is their place now. There's plenty of room for a family and all that, but we will have to wait and see in the next episode what happened with these guys, and see if they're still together, what's going on in their lives. Only time will tell. But we will be back next week. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Peace.